sleeping while basking in the sun. So he's a cat, clearly. You can see his paws and his nose and his fangs. But he's also the king, baby. He's got that Elvis look to him. So is he a hound dog or is he a pussycat? Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Greetings, Commanders! Welcome to the Nekojiro video. Alright, so for those of you that chose to come searching for this video, you are probably looking for something different than people that just casually watch this channel. So, in front of you, I want to show people that are coming to this video saying, I have Nekojiro, I'm thinking about maining him, but should I? And this is the answer to that question is maybe, right? Maybe. Here's why you should, here's why you shouldn't. So here are the top 5 infantry main commanders. 90% of people in the game that main an infantry commander, 99% of people in the game that are over 10 million power that main an infantry commander use one of these 5. And of those 99%, 90% of them run Stella. They run Stella because of Wings of Eternity. It's a 60% skill that lets her continue to keep having turns if it triggers. So she goes once, it triggers, she gets to go again. Same exact slot, keeps attacking. It triggers gems as well. Ares, which is a stacking debuff, which makes her makes your opponent do less damage. Can be stacked all the way down to the top, or all the way from the top down to make your opponents basically do no damage and make Stella incredibly hard to hit. Stack that with Dizzy, and she is basically like an infantry version of Rogers that hits really hard. That's why everyone plays Stella. So if you are looking for a versatile, one-slot busting, hard-hitting commander, but also the potential to switch your gear and be a totally defensive badass, all right, you can choose Stella, and she can be both. She's just the best in infantry right now. She's easy to get. But what Stella makes up, what Stella lacks is potential for new players that chose to go Magiwell or Voltar, or have decided that they don't want to do the Stella thing yet, or they don't want to do Stella thing at all, because maybe all their opponents run dodge commanders or something. And the answer to that is Nekojiro. Nekojiro is the only 40% guaranteed hit commander in the game. He's great against Plasma. He's great against Rita. He's great against everyone infantry because of that guaranteed hit. The only other commander with a guaranteed hit is Flare in the infantry class. So, because of that, Nekojiro does do pretty well. The problem, of course, is that the main meta of the game right now is Rogers, Golem, and Hoodoo. A one-slot bust, the one-slot bust formation. And Stella is an infantry class, and she has the best one-slot bust, so if you're going to be infantry anyway, you may as well be Stella. But Nekojiro offers a solution to that. And that's what this video is here to do. I'm going to show you what he can do, and you can decide for yourself. Other than that, I mean, I put Rita here instead of Plasma because she has a 60% version of Plasma's 40% skill, which does go through Rogers' defensive stance. But instead of blowing up, she gets a 20% chance to increase her own dodge rate stacking. So she's kind of like a bossy version of Plasma. I don't recommend maining her. We haven't gotten the damage out of that Huntmaster skill yet to really make it worth maining her. Of course, Lilith is a disable commander, #1 answer to Rogers. I have a video on that if you want to watch that. I have a video on Rita, Stella, Bullet, all these commanders as well. Bullet's an ignore tier suppression commander. You only play him a specific way. Don't try to main him early game. You will be very disappointed when you realize that he doesn't have the firepower of Stella and Neko and the X. The reason I don't mention the X is because she's just a weaker version of Stella. With a win more ability, that Blood Hunt ability, whatever it is. Anyway, all right, so let's talk about Nekojiro. First flavor text. Before Nekojiro was made into a weapon, he was nothing more than a docile pussycat. Now his favorite hobby is basking in the sun, sleeping and doing both at the same time. Oh, sleeping while basking in the sun. So he's a cat, clearly. You can see his paws and his nose and his fangs. But he's also the king, baby. He's got that Elvis look to him. So is he a hound dog or is he a pussycat? Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Okay. All right. So Nekojiro has an alternate skin. He has the... oh, we got to unlock that. And there it is. So that is his St. Patrick's Day skin. It's got a cool festive look to it. Kind of fun and rambunctious. Certainly one of the more colorful skins. And that event just passed. Well, at least by the time that I film this. So yeah, he's got an alt skin. Looks kind of cool. There it is. All right, so let's talk about his skills. First skill, the 20% skill, is a 20, 40, 60 commander, like a typical commander. He is a C-class commander. He's very easy to get to S-class. Probably the best commander to absorb your flare into as soon as you can if you don't have Stella. So, take that with a grain of salt. If you don't have the commanders I've already talked about, Lilith, who's hard to get, Rita's who's hard to get, Stella, who's harder to get, then Nekojiro is definitely the next evolution up from flare. So a lot of people will probably main Neko for a while, if not for a longer while. But of course, that's what this video is for, to explain why you should and why you shouldn't. So, all right, typical airship or awakening for infantry is just it hits the slot behind it very hard instead of hitting all the slots. Okay, so the 20%. Until the next action of the initiator, dodge rate increases. So he increases the slot of his own troops' dodge. And it's not very much. It's 2% per skill level. At level 40, you get 80% out of it. That's not bad, but at the end of the day, you don't get too excited about this because it doesn't stack on all your troops like Rita's does. And really, dodge is so easily avoided by a guaranteed hit commander, which is so prevalent in the early game. So 20% skill is kind of a bust. However, his 40% skill is the guaranteed hit skill I was talking about. And it says something interesting. It says, until next action of the initiator, this attack cannot miss and double and, ignores target 20% buffs. The interesting part isn't the and. That's funny. The interesting part is until next action of the initiator, this attack cannot miss. So basically what it says is you're going to have a guaranteed hit all the way until next turn, which doesn't make a lot of sense unless you realize that Gemini is a double strike ability and it also gets the benefit of that 20% ignoring buffs. Now you're probably wondering, Melt, what does ignores target 20% buffs? Does that mean like it ignores Roger's defensive stance? Well, it reads like it does, but it doesn't. Really what it means is it has something to do with research and gear. All I can tell you is that if you normally hit for 100,000, if you trigger Sniper, it's going to hit for 120,000 at this level. Mine's only level 20. Of course, this goes up to 60%. And, if this does trigger and stack with Sagittarius, which means it does hit really hard, and it scales with one-shot damage abilities. So it's a multiplicative ability, but it doesn't really scale like Taurus and Scorpio do with Crush, Golem skill. So although it's decent and it does scale, that's nice, and it's not as hard hitting as we need it to be. And Nekojiro used to be a stronger commander, but they did nerf him, which limited his value. So I'll put him in Ace real quick and show you what he can do. Oh, before we do that, let's show what gear I'm wearing. Total attack, so all troops hit for the same amount, which is important. If you watch the flare video, you know what I'm about to show you. So let's put him to the test. All right, so we will take Nekojiro, and we've got to find him, of course. He's right there. Okay, so we're going to challenge this fella here. And what we're going to see is that his golem has tier 10 airships in the first slot, but tier 9 in the second, and that's the damage we're interested in. So the average hit is around 120,000 is what we came up with. So here's Sniper. We got a Sniper right away, and that's 144,000. So that was a pretty decent Sniper hit for an average hit of 120. So this is going to be an average hit right here, just a normal hit. Nope, another Sniper. So 140-ish, 145. Nice. And we're not going to be able to get a second attack, I don't think. Yeah, we do. Okay, here we go. Another Sniper, 3 in a row. What are the odds? 132. So that was a weaker Sniper hit. All right, so that didn't show us too much except 3 Sniper hits in a row. Actually, that was pretty good. We averaged, 138,000 damage? 138,000 damage. Front row, back row damage is the same because my items are all the same. And let's see that again. All right, we don't care about the first slot. And the reason I'm doing this, obviously, is for proof, right? If they change him later on, we can always look back on this and say, no, it only used to be 20%. So, yeah, we can ignore that damage. The defense multiplier is different on tier 9 and tier 10, of course. So here's a basic hit. Basic raw hit, 126. So that's about 18,000, which is about 15%, which is about what his sniper skill says it adds to the damage. So if you're wondering how much sniper hits for, just take that multiplier and just add it to the percentage. 100. If it normally hits for 100, it adds for 120. 120%. So let's get one more good shot in to prove it, and then we'll close this video out. Nope. We just keep triggering snipers. Here's another sniper. 147. Can we break 150? Notice these are all crits. I have a crit weapon on to make sure they're all crits. Oh, here's a Gemini. So double 113s, always base hit. So 113, 120. Yeah, so that's the math. That's how it adds up. Nothing special there. The reason I show that is because sometimes it is special. Sometimes the multiplier is different, like Chief versus Golem. Their multipliers on their skills read the same, but they are very different. So that's Nekojiro. I think that pretty much well covers it. I mean, of course, there's different ways to play Nekojiro. You can watch the gear breakdown video to get too specific on how you want to do that. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Stella plays better as a defensive commander if you're going to do that. You definitely want to run 2 sets of gear. But I do recommend dodge pants for sure, damage on the helmet, damage on the weapons, chest piece. If you got a void for the dodge, use it. If not, Black Knight or anything, even Phoenix is fine. Nothing too crazy. As far as gems are concerned, Sagittarius Gemini is fine. If you want to go defensive, like I said, Aries Pisces. So pretty straightforward. All right, I'm gonna close this video down. I hope you enjoyed it. You can always search for more videos, breakdowns, second opinions by searching the lexicon of all this body of work. My body of work on YouTube by searching Melt space AOW space whatever you're looking for. Flare videos, you can just search Flare. Rogers, just type in Rogers. If you want to see Jewel videos, just type in Melt AOW Jewels. And that's how you should be able to find it. There's also a master playlist with over 130 Ark of War videos, at least at the time of this making, that will have a complete list of every video I've ever made with relevant information to this game, because there's just not a lot out there, at least at the time of this video. So, all right, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.